Welcome to the Queen's Lair, a lifestyle podcast. Get inspired by our latest tips and information about small business, entrepreneurship, natural hair, travel, food, and even relationships. Stay tuned for another great episode. I am your host, Renee Patrice. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning into my podcast once again. This is going to be a little short. I just wanted to kind of do a little very, very short commentary on these January 6th committee hearings that are happening. And I want to encourage people to, I know we get frustrated with a lot that is happening in government, and no matter what side of the aisle that you sit on, it can be frustrating for a myriad of reasons. I am not a person that doesn't discuss politics and that sort of thing. There are certain circles that I won't bring certain things up unless we could really talk about it, in an effective type of way. I don't think there's any secret that I've pretty much been a lifetime, Democrat or independent. I went back to being a Democrat when Obama was in office, but before that, I was an independent for a long time. But I will tell you this, everything that has happened with this January 6th attack on the Capitol, it has really, I don't even know what the words to use for this. Like, seeing these images, these videos, especially these videos that we have not seen, that has not been seen by the public, is very jarring to me. And I really want people to seriously consider all that is going on in our country. This is America. This is not a country that normally has like political upsets where people are dying in the streets because of political uprising. There are countries that you can't even voice your opinion on anything. You can't say anything against the president or prime minister or whatever the case may be, where here you really do have freedom of speech. Now, freedom of speech does not mean freedom from consequences, because you can't think that you're going to call somebody names and this, that, and the other, and they're not going to respond. But if you don't like something politically, it's not like you're going to go to jail because you spoke against the president of the United States. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to agree with everything. I've never agreed 100% with any president that's been in an office, in office in my lifetime. You know what I'm saying? I've never 100% agreed with every single pick and, thing that they have chosen, or, principles that they stood on, or whatever. I don't care who they were, But this is something that, as citizens of this country, this whole entire attack on the Capitol, this is something so next level, something that most of us have not seen in our lifetimes, and I'm in my 40s and I'm like, oh my God, like, we really did witness an attempted coup. And I don't know where people are in their heads about this, but if you have any doubt what really went on that day, and I mean, everybody else is watching TV just like how I was, but if you really have any doubt, I encourage you to watch the days of these hearings. I'm actually catching up on, I think, the third day or whatever it is. The interviews of all the people involved, especially a lot of the people that supported Trump and that are Republicans, GOP, whatever, they're even speaking about how unhinged this man was during his presidency and also that day, and how he did not do anything to protect the country. Now, I will tell you, I have my love-hate relationship with the United States of America. I think any black or brown person would, or even just the regular citizens out here every day. We all have our love-hate relationship, but I'm going to tell you right now, when you have a leader in office who refuses to do something as simple as call in reinforcements to protect the capital of the United States, like that to me is just, it's like, wow, you really have no regard for people. You're never going to agree with everything what the president says. You're never going to agree with the vice president. You're never going to agree with everything that Congress does. But at the very least, we have to agree that we have to defend ourselves. You know what I'm saying? You would never want to know that the president of the United States, the highest office in the country, did nothing to protect its own people. And the fact that that type of mentality is swirling around in government is just absolutely crazy to me. And, there's specific folks that I could mention, but I just know that would make this podcast go on probably another hour. Really pay attention to this stuff, you guys. Like I said, I have friends of all walks of life. They could be Republican, they could be Green Party, they could be whatever. They don't have to believe what I believe. But the one thing that we do have is at least mutual respect for each other as human beings. And we look out for each other as the human race. Doesn't matter what background, what political affiliation. And we have seen and went through years of a group of folks, and still going through it, even though, Trump was voted out, and still going through it, of people who are making laws to just suit groups, special interest groups, making laws to suit themselves, really, making laws to suit folks who have zero regard for human life. You know what I'm saying? And this is really bothersome to me, for a long time. And I'm watching these hearings and I'm just like, wow. It's really, it's quite interesting. And I know you may not be political and you probably find these things boring or whatever, but I'm telling you, this is like Watergate, kinda. You know what I mean? Like, I was probably just coming on the scene into the world when Watergate came down. I was probably an infant, like baby. And I think Watergate started happening even before I was born. But it pretty much was coming to an end, I think, when I don't even think I was a year old. I would have to look at the dates of it, but I remember coming off the heels of Nixon and, when he was leaving office, and it was just, it was a crazy situation. And this is likened to that. And I'm telling you guys, you have to pay attention to what's going on. I implore you to watch these hearings so that you can really understand. I saw what everybody else saw, but these hearings are even exposing even more than what I even thought was going on. And I think it's important for us to be knowledgeable, because we've got elections coming up in November, and we can't have these type of we can't have this type of rhetoric. We can't have these type of dangerous people in office. You know what I mean? Like, it's time to switch things up. It's time to make a change. Folks are getting reelected with their eyes closed, and they're not even having to work for it. And quite frankly, even talking to Democrats, listen, y'all got to start doing what y'all said you were going to do. We're pulling y'all to the carpet too, to uphold the things that you promised in your campaigns, so, but I really wish, like I said, I know everybody's not into this stuff, and I know I have this political background and journalism and all that, but I'm telling you, this is something that everyone should pay attention to, because you will really see the January 6th attack on the Capitol. You'll see it from a whole different angle, because it is really, I thought I knew really what was going on, and now it's way bigger than what we really thought we saw that day. So anyway, it's my personal opinion, and I realize that, everybody's going to have their opinion, but whatever side of the aisle you sit on, it's important to pay attention to these things, and all I can do is encourage you to do so. If you find your way to do it, that's great. If you don't, I totally understand, but this is a big deal. This is a really big deal, and this is very different than what we've dealt with in the past, honestly. So yeah, if you do, I would love to have more discussion about it. Like, share, subscribe to this podcast, and, share it with people that you think would find it interesting. And, tag me on Instagram at Onyx Queen Media, and I will repost you in my stories as a shout out and to say thank you. So yeah, the January 6th committee hearings, tune into those things, because this is important. This is really, really important. All right, you guys, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye. Online savings simplified. Don't search for coupon codes ever again. With one click, Honey's smart shopping assistant will automatically apply discounts to your cart in seconds. Save on all your favorite things. Easily pay less for products you're already buying online. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Join Honey for free. It takes 2 clicks to add Honey to your Chrome, Safari, Firefox, or Opera browser. Find savings in seconds. While you shop, Honey will find working promo codes across the entire internet, and you save instantly. With one click, Honey will apply the best deals to your cart. It's that easy. So what are you waiting for? Get Honey. Download it today. Visit our link, www.tinyurl.com/ONYXHONEY. That's www.tinyurl.com/Onyx Honey. Start saving right now.